daily reminder that everything is going to be all right, literally. And when I say that, I really genuinely mean that everything is going to be all right. I'm not just saying that to be all cutesy and get you from stop worrying. I'm saying that genuinely because everything's going to be all right. And if you need that reminder, I am here to be that reminder for you. To remind you that we're all good. It's good to be where we are. It's okay to be where we are. Not saying that movement isn't required, but movement is always required at the right time. I think me personally, which I'm bringing it up because someone relates to this topic, a lot of us tend to move because we fear what happens when we don't. We fear what it looks like from the outside when we don't move. What happens when we surrender and trust that the movement is gonna happen. It's gonna just up and move on its own. It's gonna happen. Why wouldn't it? I mean, I want you to really think at certain points of your journey, because if you're here, you had magical things happen to you, miracles happen to you, sudden things where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take this jump, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna do whatever this is, no matter how small it may look. You decided to take a chance on yourself at one point of your time. You would not become spiritually connected to these videos if you have not took some type of jump in your life. I don't care how small it may look from the outside. If you have took a jump, if you have took a leap, you are already connected to the energy of movement. You have been for a long time. Do you know how many people stay stagnant in a certain energy for years, even with the opportunity to take jumps? And they never do. Like, they never do. Not even once. But you have at least once. I know you have. I don't know who I'm reading this for, but you have took a leap at least one time. At least one time. 3 cups. You have took a leap at least one time. I'm just getting the energy of, like, whoever is, like, listening to this, you don't need to fear stagnancy, because you will never be stagnant. There's never really a point and moment in your life where you are stagnant. Everything in your point of life happens for a reason. And I think I'm getting a lot of, like, interference, and there's, like, thoughts, like, I'm hearing someone say, no, but it really wasn't a leap, but it really wasn't a jump. All I did was this. All I really did was this. Or, I don't think that really counts. Think about what your mind is telling you right now. I want you to kind of think back. Why is my mind telling me it's not a big deal that I did that thing, no matter how small it may look? Why is my mind making my achievements or my leaps seem small? That means that what you do will never be enough if your mind is telling you that the leaps that you took, knowing that it came from this place of, I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to try, I'm just going to learn. That should be an accomplishment. That should be something that you're so proud of doing for yourself, no matter how small it is. And saying that it wasn't enough, or you should have did a bigger one, or you should do more, you're basically saying that what you're doing right now is not enough in this moment. And that is coming from a wound of saying, I am not enough, period. I am not enough if I am not moving. I am not enough if I am not taking these steps. I am not enough if I am not leaping constantly. You will build the muscle memory when you have leaped at least one time in your life. I'm telling you, everyone who is watching this video has leaped at least one time in their life. No matter how small the leap may sound, if you have took a leap in your life, you now have brought a muscle memory you will now have the muscle memory to take more leaps. I don't care if it was 5 years ago. You will take the next leap when you're meant to. You will. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? The first leap you ever took, not knowing of the outcome, not knowing of the circumstance, not knowing if it will fulfill you, not knowing if you will grow, not knowing if you would expand, but trusting your intuition, trusting your timing, that is a skill. That is a muscle. And we think that every leap has to be this big ass leap. For example, say I move across the fucking planet. I move to a whole new state. A leap can be sending a text message to someone that's important to you. A leap can be walking outside when you're feeling hella heavy and you don't want to go, but you know that walking outside supports you. A leap can be as simple as you giving yourself the benefit of the doubt of whatever circumstance, despite your feelings, despite what you're feeling, you still do it. Despite what's going on, you still move forward. Despite what's happening, you still take that tiny jump. Like I said, this is the example. This is the most tiny example that I can think of that is actually a leap if you really think about it. You're having a heavy ass day. You're feeling really heavy. You woke up feeling heavy. You woke up feeling sluggish. You woke up feeling like I don't want to do anything. But you're like, I know going outside would help me. And despite all the things that's telling you, no, you can't go outside. Fuck are you doing? Don't go outside. That's not going to help. That's not going to do anything. You decide to go outside, knowing that nature, knowing that the life force of nature will support you in that heaviness. You go outside. You feel a lot more better going outside than you did staying inside the house. Even if it's just a little bit, that's still a leap from where you was feeling before previously. So if you think about leaps in a whole different sense, you start to see the repetition that you've already been repeating in leaps. Nine of Pentacles, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like your money is coming from one of these leaps. And like I said, these leaps don't have to be fucking catastrophically, painfully hard. I've took some really big ass leaps in my life. But every single time I took them, it was aligned, it was meant to be, and it happened all for a reason. And I survived it, and I made it through. And every single time I built the muscle that I can take a leap and I can make it. I can take a leap and I can make it. No matter, and it can be so small. Every day it can be so tiny, the leaps you make. But if you bring awareness to the tiniest things you do, the tiniest decisions you make that you could have skipped over, you will start to be more aware. That awareness creates more okay. When you build awareness that you take leaps already, the awareness starts to get bigger, right? That it starts to show up more. Where you bring your awareness to, where you bring your energy to, is where the mind will follow, is where the external will follow. So if you are starting to be in the energy of I've been taking leaps every day, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I've been putting my time into this, I put my effort into that, I've been doing this little thing, I've been doing this big thing, I've been doing whatever the fuck it may be. When you start to put your attention onto that, the leaps will get gradually bigger and bigger. It may feel a little bit uncomfortable. Some of the leaps, of course, leaps are uncomfortable. But every time you are expanding your capacity to hold that energy, until you take a leap that, it's like this. I say for a week you've been taking these little tiny leaps. And I would think maybe, okay, say Monday, you said that you want to do this big ass thing. I can't think of whatever the big ass thing is, but it feels so damn far away, right? Say you want to, yeah, it feels so far away. I'm going to let you fill in the gaps for whatever that may be. But you decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to take 5 minutes out of my day, every day, to pour a little bit of energy into this thing. Just a little bit of energy into this thing every day for a week. Aren't you a lot more closer to that goal than you was previously before you just started? Thank you. No matter how small, no matter how big the leap is, it is still a fucking leap. Because you couldn't have, you could have said no. You could have just not did it. You could have just stayed inside. You could have just stayed inside and stayed sluggish. But you said, I'm gonna go outside for like 10 seconds to take a breath. That's still a fucking leap. When you start to see the little things, when you start to see the little wins, you start to see how far you've already come. It comes in with gratitude. It comes in with a lot of this energy of gratitude. Five of Bowls, confirmation. Five of Bowls, confirmation. Are you serious? Confirmation. You're over here worried about that bowl when you got this beautiful bowl marinating in your hand. You're over here worried about, I didn't do this, I didn't get to this, but there's a whole bigger, giganticer, there's a way more beautiful plan happening. The wing just went crazy when I said that. There's a whole confirmation. There's a whole gigantic, beautiful thing being created for you. And you're like, but it's not this. Little do you know that thing that you may feel like is not like working out in your favor is actually like, it's like expanding you and it's growing you. You just aren't bringing your awareness to it. It's the devil. No, I'm joking. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Confirmation. It's all in the mind. The Fool. Not the Fool. What is that fucking shit in the fucking... I need to get me a new tarot thingy-majigger. I'm manifesting. I need to get some tarot cards, some new tarot cards. I'm manifesting it. Manifesting new tarot cards because these ones... I lost the book and sometimes I don't know the correlation or understand, but I know what this is supposed to be. I'm just looking for the word. I think it's also this. Okay, so now I'm getting this energy. It's the energy of also inviting things in that makes whatever it is a lot more easier for you to align to, understand, and comprehend. Because if I had a certain type of deck right now that I'm thinking of, I probably would have read that crazily. But also if I didn't have, but because I do have this deck, I wouldn't have been able to give you this analogy to understand and comprehend what Spirit is trying to give to me at this moment. So what I'm getting, for example, is it don't even have to be something where it costs money, right? Sometimes it may just be inviting yourself to a space that opens you up to that energy. For example, going for a walk or sitting in the grass, for example. Where, maybe you're like, I enjoy nature. When I want to do my creative stuff, when I want to take my actions, I like to be outside in nature, right? That's an example, right? It's easier to do it outside versus inside the house, right? So you're creating the environment. You don't have to have everything in order for it to be created. That is another thing. I've gotten that message before. There was a point in time where I only had a microwave, air fryer, no refrigerator, a microwave, an air fryer, no refrigerator, basic seasonings, potatoes, and onions. You know what I did? I made some good ass air fried potatoes. It was good as fuck with limited resources. The resources is not what matters. Use what you have, and in using what you have, you are already creating more. Because then when you get more, you can expand your value into that thing. You can expand your value. The value gets expanded, right? So it's like the energy of like, use what you have right now, but as you start to gain, allow that to recycle your value. So for example, you're starting a YouTube channel, whatever. This is just an example. And you're starting to get some followers, you're starting to get some engagement, you kind of have a job on the side, you get some money on the side, you're like, okay, I want to put some more energy and value into this. But you started off by using what you had. You started off by using the things that you already knew that you can do, right? You just started off by using the knowledge and stuff like you have. And like sometimes it's not even just like it's not even just like, you know, buying things. Sometimes it's just going on YouTube or going on TikTok and looking up like information that can help you understand things deeper that you're trying to like put value into. Knowledge is free, right? So it can really be this energy of knowledge. That shit don't be making no sense to me. It could be okay. It could be the energy of just knowledge, because knowledge is free. It could just be the energy of environment, because environment can be free. So it really is like this energy of just like, use what you have right now, and as you start to gain money, access, etc., downloads to do this or do that thing, you open yourself to those opportunities so that you can put more value into what you want to actually put value and effort into. The fuck? It makes sense in my mind. It makes sense. I have a tendency of over explaining. So I'm like, do you understand me? Do you get me? But it's like, let me stop. Because if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. And maybe you're not meant to yet. What is it? The page. It's the page. The page of pentacles, right? Because it says apprentice. So I'm getting the energy of like the start. So it's like, I feel like you've been starting over a lot. Like you've been like it's been like a lot of resets. And maybe you're like coming down to like the very basics. Maybe you've cut down to the very basics. Maybe you already have knowledge and understanding on something, but it didn't work out in the past, so you had to come back to it. But you're coming back to it with the basics, and then growing from the basics, right? And then expanding from the basics, and then learning more, gaining more knowledge for it, buying things for it, creating environment for it, etc. You're going from the basics, and then you're kind of bringing yourself up as you're learning and as you're creating, because you want to expand. You'll get the energy of being like, okay, I want to do more. There's more I can do. There's more I can put out. There's more more value I can put out. So I'm gonna do this, etc., in order to create that value. So 3 of Stones. I feel like you are getting a lot of help from this. There is a lot of help coming in with this energy. Like as I'm like, you know what I've noticed is like, I'm not even really using the cards. Like I am, but I'm really not. I'm really channeling a lot of this information. The cards are really just like kind of confirmation for whatever I'm saying. Like it's really just confirmation. Yeah, I think it's really just confirmation. Because I'm not my confirmation, 4 of Cups, confirmation. So it's like, use what you have, because you have a lot. Even if you think you don't, that's just an illusion. You have everything you need in order to start, right? You have oh, my brain is starting to fucking fry. You have all that you need in order to create. You just need to give yourself the time. You just need to start using that energy that you use to like consume, or to like do things that you know is like using that anger, using that sadness, using basically alchemy, using all those strong feelings to pour that energy into creation, to pour that energy into creating, to pour that energy into becoming, to pour that energy into being the inner guide that you already are, becoming your own inner guide, becoming your own inner help. And not saying like being alone, right? But having that relationship with yourself where you're like, okay, I kind of understand what's going on here. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? It's like you're talking to a best friend. Balance, strength, Oh my fucking god. There's a lot of fucking energy here. I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now. Spirit, keep me clean. Keep me clean. I feel like my capacity is opening right now because I'm really feeling a lot of energy right now. But I'm just really connected to the heart space, connected to self. Bring me back to self and no one else. Who is self when no one is here? Who is self when embodying no fear? Who is self? Knowing the lies, new self, knowing whose side. Okay. Whose side? Whose side? All right. Spirit is telling me the jokey joke. All right. Let's put the cards down because I think the cards might be what's overwhelming. There's this energy. It's chaos! It's chaos! The bridge is burning! Please don't do it. The eagle's trying to fly away. The eagle card is actually trying to fly away. The sun card I just saw, and then I also saw the Three of Pentacles again. So it's some really good energy in here. It's some really good energy. I do my own readings even though I don't need to, knowing that I do readings knowing that I really don't need to, because like I can gain insight and access to different dimensions and different understandings and different ways of being with ease. But I think what this does for me is it brings me to the present moment and it opens me up to the capacity that is true. Also, I feel like it levels me because I feel like not even staying humble, but like staying grounded, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of fiery energy. There's, oh, bitch, you can't even say it. Why didn't you say anything, bitch? I was just straight channeling. That's how you know. See how it just 222 as I said that. 2 as I said that. But like, and then there's 2, and then that's a 2. Then that's a 2. It look like a 5, but it's a 2. I swear. I swear. I swear to you. Now I really want to find a 5 just to show you that it's a 2. But it's a 2. It just looked like a 5 because it's switched over, but it's a 2. And it's giving the energy of alignment. Yes, I use Uno cards for numbers. 8, the number 8, 1 is significant. The number 7 and 2, again, is significant. The number 5 and 5 is significant. So 5, 2, 7, 8, 1. And there was another 2. I think that was it. Those were the numbers, and some 6. So where was I going? I think it's just really the energy of like, okay, you know what, Spirit? You gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in. Well, they said that there's a better view. That's what was going on there. I think that's it, because I'm like ready to kind of chill because I've been like, oh, Spirit was telling me about the energy of like there's a lot of fiery, passionately, like just igniting energy coming up for like a lot of the collective. And so I think Spirit is like trying to remind you to be grounded at this time, to ground at this time, to come back to self as much as possible, because it's super significant and important for you to stay connected to yourself, because that fiery energy is so beneficial. But when we get lost and completely lost in that fiery energy, we start to we can accidentally disconnect from ourselves and disconnect from the reasoning as to why we are doing something, you know, the reasoning as to why we're doing whatever we're doing. So I think Spirit is just saying, to your best ability, stay connected to self, ground self. If you need to just go outside, do a 5-minute breath, do some meditation or something like that, do some journaling, whatever. Just make sure you are doing some practices to keep yourself connected to yourself, because you are probably creating at a higher speed than you've previously created before. And this energy can be very, very, like, what can I say? This energy can be very, very, like, addicting. If you so addicting to the point where you're like, maybe you're ready to rest and you're still trying to get up and trying to push, when spirit is trying to say, actually, we need you to actually, like, chill out. You've done enough for the day, you know what I mean, type energy. So I'm getting that you just need to keep reconnecting to self, because this heightened energy can also create disconnection if you are not bringing in whatever grounding practices you bring into your spiritual journey. Okay, that's it. That's all. I love y'all so much. I will see you on the next one. Bye.